Hey Saber fans! So I have a beautifully weathered Roman Props MK1 to show off today. It's weathered by somebody out in the UK. I can't really get the emitter too well for you there. The glare from the overhead lights killing me. I don't know who weathered this, but damn, he did a stellar job. Looks like it's been out in the desert for a while. Super heavy. Typical Roman Props MK1, because most 90% of this hilt is steel. It's real heavy. Real nice. Real accurate to the prop. Not only is it Neopixel and Proffie, but also has a spring-loaded crystal chamber with real quartz in it. It also has the Proplicator upgrades with that little crystal holder on the bottom, the brass greeblies. Let's see. Yeah, those are all part of his little bundle pack with that piece. It's freaking expensive, but. And you also got that nice rib cage on the back, too. Got some steel mesh on the sides. Gorgeous crystal chamber. And this is the old generation of crystal chambers that Rudy Pando made. So I had to do quite a bit of modifying to get this exactly set up. Jesus. Used a Goth's chassis. That was a nice, clean looking chassis. Got your recharge port on the back. Kill switch, micro USB and SD card access there. Take out the blade so I can show you the weathering a little better. Put in the blade plug too. The one thing I can't say how much care for on certain thin neck designs is how you have to set up the emitter. Now I'm sure y'all have heard me harp on this quite a few times, but you know, heat sink cup, gotta stick the LED in there with PCB, so on and so forth, because there's minimal blade depth. And some people might tell you otherwise. It's whatever to me, because they're just trying to start drama, yada yada yada, I'm right, you're wrong type deal, whatever. I guess that's what I'm doing here too. Either way, to get the most secure blade connection, in my experience, you need to use a recessed PCB inside the blade, which requires, drilling and tapping set screws to hold the holder in place that holds the PCB, that holds the LEDs, and holds. There's that. But this weathering job on this, though, Jesus. I applaud my phone for focusing on me, but I kind of like to focus just on the saber, Maybe if I pop out of the picture, but nope. It's a big nope. Yeah, whoever weathered this did an amazing job. It just looks dirty and grimy and rusty. Like it was well taken care of, but also not kept pristine. Now I think, yeah, actually I think at one point in time, I'm pretty sure pommel's stainless steel, or it's steel as well. I would say yes, judging on the weight. Pretty sure. I'd go grab a magnet and check. Not that important. Of course it's steel. Jeez. There was actually one point in time where this little bottom cap was rusting a little. I had to take a little bit of oil to it and scruff it up a little bit. Still kept all the painted weathering on, so that's good. Yeah, just that freaking... Yeah, it's it's kind of a dual locking mechanism. I really like how that turned out. I didn't mean for it to turn out that way, but in order to open the crystal chamber easily, flip the clamp lever, turn this transistor over here just a little bit, pops right up. Let's see here. Nice clear quartz. Nice pulsing green. I did mill some slots on the sides here and got a little bit of a wire in there trying to make it look like some like energy coils, something along those lines. I think one of the hardest parts on these Graflex clamp setups, because both switches are in here, is getting those switches dialed in just right. Like not having them be too sensitive, not having them be too hard to hit. This is kind of in the middle. You gotta throw a good little press to it. Can't just like, you know, it's not accidental. Same for the auxiliary. The auxiliary is kind of hard to hit. I'll probably have to dial that one in a little bit more. But yeah, this was a long time in the making too, and God, just the weight. Good Lord. Go back to blue.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But yes, amazing hilt. And you know, for the person this is going to, they can always, you know, if they want to go with the alternate look of no transistor, easy as that. Or no washer on the top transistor. Easy as that. It's all a matter of preference, personally. Let's see here. I think... Pretty sure I did. Yeah. Because this wind vane normally likes to spin a whole lot. So I actually Loctited it in place with blue Loctite, as usual. And I did attempt to use E6000 on this to hold that ring in place. But honestly, I'll probably just leave it as is. I think that's kind of cool, actually, to be able to take it off like that. But yeah, it's an amazing hilt, don't get me wrong. I love Roman Props MK1. Now, I've even talked to him personally about the whole heatsink cup thing, but he's no go, no dice. Some people that say, you know, and I've looked into it too, you know, you can get a screw which will thread into that, but blade depth's already so minimal. You know, there's like barely over 1/2 inch blade depth, I think. Don't quote me on that. Don't have my calipers with me, but it's just not enough to hold in a 32-inch blade. Whenever you swing it around, you want it to feel secure. You don't want it to be wobbling. And in my experience, with limited blade depth, and even a 440 set screw, it's not enough to hold it in. You need that extra security of a recessed blade. It sucks, I know, because then it's like, oh, I have a dedicated blade for this hilt. It's worth it. That's how I look at it. But I digress. I think I used that's right, I used a 3-watt 8-ohm speaker in this, because that way I can run it at 3000 in the config file. And this is, for an MK1, this sounds great, because the speaker is like in there, and it's pushing out through, the sound is pushing out through a few holes in the clamp. There's a small little hole there. There's a big hole there, and most of the sound is coming out from the pommel. I'm pretty sure if I remove the pommel, it'll get a little louder, but not a whole lot. Not much. Yeah, I tried my butt off to get this as good as possible. The guy who commissioned me for this, he's been waiting a long time for these two to get finished. I'm so thankful that it's done now. Let's see here. The chassis was a little complicated, because you have your board here, you have your recharge port, pretty much here is all dedicated to board, power management, yada yada yada. And up here, it stops perfectly flush from before the rib cage goes into the big 31mm section. Well, the issue is getting the battery in there with the speaker, because there's actually a little 3D printed cage that holds the speaker as well, and it holds it really nice up in here, but there's such limited room. And with the chassis, you're not going to be able to see it, but on the back side of it, there's like these little slots, these little grooves up in there. I'm like, how the hell are you supposed to get a battery up and over that in order for it to fit properly? I had to modify that to where it would actually sit a little lower. Ended up using a 18350 battery, because 18500 was almost pushing against the speaker. Whenever it would reverberate, it would cause static because it'd be touching the battery. It was all bad, I'll put it that way. If I were to do another one of these, I'd probably use Stock's chassis. But either way, both of them are winners in my books. It's a nice press fit in here too. I like that. But anyways, wrap this up. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, Saber fans, may the Force be with you always.